Hello everybody, Flik here and welcome to my short-ish, probably, channel update for April 2017. I hope you're all doing well. We've got some stuff to cover as always, the things that are happening on YouTube, the things that are happening on Twitch, but we're also going to start with patron shoutouts for those who were willing to support my channel last month, and at the same time we are also going to show off some fan art. Got a couple of pictures this time to show, one from Kensei and one from Connecting Small Dots, I think. Yes, yeah. So I will display those. You'll get a lot of screen time this time because, as per usual, there's a lot of names to read out thanks to everyone being so very generous. So while you look at these, thank you very much to... Oh, I have Kristen Lawrence's name twice. Well, now you're getting shouted out twice. Thank you, Kristen Lawrence. Thank you, Garlock Thornbolt, Nathan Frazier, Taylor Peck, Taya Blake, Jarek, Alexander Frasca, Taylor DeCray, Michael Comer, Solace Corvus, Screaming Violet, Vincent Chaos, Jared Tabor, Ryan Shell, Josh Cross, Brian Sue, Lex C, Andred Northrop, or maybe Andrew and I just wrote the wrong name, I do that a lot, Richard Bearwell, Matsamuni, Ran Turner, right, it must be Ryan, I've been a terrible typist this week, Amarpal Kari, Christina Leons, Rash, Blake Chaos, Kevin Mazer, Hunger Pain, Julia Cheng, Timothy Sybin, Peter Ferguson, Thaxton, Drizzen, Charlie Abrams, Megan Perry, Kubio, Reaper, Richard Davison, Loista, Seb, Erox, Cuppy, Rochelle Roach, or yeah, I think it's Rochelle, Brad Beck, Michael Bigler, Terrell Smith, Rachel Weber, James Woody Packard III, Dwayne Kellogg, Colton Pierce, Derek Williams, Igukski, D, Paul Mayer, that one guy with the face, Yuki, Charles Baker, and the newbie. Thank you very much, and I do actually have talking points this week just to remind me of everything I wanted to cover, so let me just get that on my other monitor. Patron shoutouts plus fan art, that is done. The other thing to cover as far as the YouTube side is that even though we've left January, February, which is normally the worst ad revenue time of the year for YouTube, it's actually worse now because of advertisers boycotting YouTube thanks to a hit piece a newspaper in America did. So right now, everyone is earning a lot less money on YouTube. I just got Skyped, which is just typical. It's annoying. It's not, you know, crippling. I'm still fine, especially thanks to Twitch as well at the same time, but it is something worth mentioning, especially when people are willing to go above and beyond for Patreon and the likes, that we are actually earning worse than the normal worst months of the years. Thanks to this hit piece, thanks to advertisers overcorrecting because they're worried about their brand. And if you want me to go into more detail about this, the next Inside Baseball episode of Gungeon that's going live is on the subject of brand, and I talk a bit about this. I also talked about it in a live recorded Isaac episode as well, for more details about that. Basically, they're just trying to protect their brand. They overcompensate if a few people complain about a thing. They also see it as an excuse to kind of get one in on YouTube to try and exert power over them, and it might work. YouTube has implemented some new guidelines now for who can monetize. You have to have at least 10,000 lifetime views, for instance. You have to have a certain, I can't remember what the other criteria is. Either way, it's probably good those criteria are there. It was too easy to monetize on YouTube, and there was content that shouldn't have been monetized that was. I'm not talking about gaming here, I'm talking about like terrorist videos, racist videos, homophobic videos, all that kind of thing. So it was needed. It's just a shame that everybody has to suffer while YouTube learned this lesson. But it's good that we learned that everyone is suffering right now on the YouTube side. Don't be surprised if you see people mentioning it. They're not whining per se, but if this is their only avenue of income, then I can see why. If I wasn't doing Twitch, I would obviously be a lot more concerned about it than I am. So it's understandable. Apparently some big YouTubers even took the month off just because they know it's going to take a little while before the advertisers come back, and I'm sure even when they do, YouTube will offer them reduced rates to try and get them to stick around. It's something that happens. But as far as bad stuff on YouTube, that's all I really had to cover. We'll go back to YouTube in a second about topics, series starting and finishing, etc. The next thing on my list is just to let you know about Twitch affiliate program that they're bringing in. You might actually already have this option by the time you see this. I'm recording this on... Actually, no, it's the day before. Usually it's 2 days before. Twitch is adding an affiliate program which bridges the gap between Twitch streamer and Twitch partner, where anyone can monetize. You can receive bits, which means you get the money from bits. 1 bit is 1 cent. You can get subscriptions, but you can only have 1 emote. And you can run ads on your stream, I believe. And basically you get most of the perks that a partner has, other than, I think, chat badges, more emotes, and they're giving like Twitch partners an exclusive icon for chats, which is just like a piecemeal thing, because they're worried that partners will think, hey, why did we strive for partnership now that you're giving monetization to everybody? I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good way to share the love. I think Twitch Prime subs can be used on affiliates. I don't know for sure. It didn't specifically say one way or the other, but it means that little people can be supported, and then they can grow into big people and maybe get partnership. And Twitch is still working on new perks for partnership as well. I don't know what they have in mind, but they're also expanding the way they do emotes. So now you don't have to get like 200 new subscribers to get 2 emotes. As it happens, if I stay at or above 300 subscribers, which I am at the time of me recording this, right now I have 10 emote slots. Thanks to the new emote structure, I'll have 6 new ones. So that's definitely a positive change. They're also bringing in 2 new subscription tiers for people who want to go above and beyond to support. Now the perks of these subscriptions, I think like one is double the cost of a subscription and then one is triple. The benefit for the streamer, other than it being more money for them because we get half of whatever, is that a second tier subscription counts as 2 and the top tier counts as 6, I think, and that means you unlock emotes faster, which is why they changed the emote structure. So that's good. The downside is the only additional perk you can offer someone who is willing to give you one of those more expensive subscriptions, which can't be used with Twitch Prime incidentally, is you can give them exclusive emotes. Which I guess is fine. I don't think it's much of an incentive. Like, they asked for feedback when they told partners about this, and one of the feedback things I gave them was, why don't you throw in one of those new Twitch loot crates or something for the big high tier thing? You've got to make it seem more valuable, because to me, it doesn't seem valuable enough. The second tier, I think, is fine for some exclusive emotes. But the biggest tier, I think it's like $24.99 a month. No way. They don't give the partners enough things that we can offer to make that at all valuable for anyone except those, well, one, that you want to go above and beyond to show support, and 2, you can afford it. But anyway, as far as the middle tier goes, I'm going to get some gold versions of my current emotes, or potentially new ones if we get those as well, and we're going to use those for the different subscription tiers. Once they're in, at the time of me recording, they're not in. They say they're filtering out slowly. I've opted into the beta, so it's just a case of waiting. Same as kind of like the affiliates now, we're just waiting for the go ahead. So that is a thing that will be happening. I will get some gold emotes done. I'm not sure which ones yet. I might ask people during streams. Let's see, so Twitch affiliates. Oh, the other thing about the affiliate program is once that's live, which isn't yet, they are doing an offer where if you've never bought bits before, never ever, you can get $7 worth for $7. And you might think, well, how's that a deal? Well, they're not taking their cut. That is $7 which you can then spend exactly worth $7 on one or more streamers. So it's a deal technically, in that they're willing not to take their cut and to let you get some Twitch bit badges for free for giving. Well, it's not for free. I keep on calling it free when it's not free. It's 1-to-1 ratio. They're not putting on their 20% or whatever it is. Because normally if you buy $1 worth of bits, which is 100 bits, it costs $1.40 and they take the 40. I think. Something like that, or maybe it's 70, I don't remember. Either way, they usually tack on a little bit, which is where they get their cut rather than off of the streamer. So they're not doing that if you've never bought bits before. If you have bought bits before, I don't think you're eligible, but we'll see going forward. So Twitch sub badges based on length, yep, done that. New subscription Twitch levels, covered that. So I did want to share some thoughts about Persona 5, because I'm not doing any streams on it, I'm not doing any videos on it, not just because Atlas is being a bit of an asshole about it, although it's their game, they can do whatever bizarre rules regarding embargoes and what have you they want. It was just a bit shitty that they waited until everybody bought the game before announcing that, especially because it's been out for half a year in Japan already and no such hindrances existed. But anyway, I'm enjoying the game. I think they didn't take any chances and it's a carbon copy of Persona 4, but Persona 4 was good, so I'm enjoying it. It's stylish to a level that offends me. It's far too stylish, and I mean that is a positive. I'm making it sound like a negative, but it is so sleek, and like menu transitions and story transitions and battle transitions, they're all just so well done. It's actually annoying. But yeah, it's a good game. It didn't take any chances. The cat is annoying as hell. They ripped off L from Death Note. that's really the only negatives I have. I still recommend it. If you've never played a Persona game, you don't need to play them. They're not connected other than how they play. But the stories and characters aren't connected. It's a good story so far. I'm not that far because I'm not playing it on stream or YouTube. Can't afford to put that much time into it, so I'm not that far in. I'm on the 4th target. I think the 4th target. I forgot, the 3rd or 4th. Forgotten now. But I'm playing it when I can. I'm enjoying what I'm playing of it. Eventually it might just get too much of a grind for me to be able to stick with it, but what I've played so far, I like it. Just a bit sad they weren't willing to do anything different from Persona 4. Like, all the characters are just carbon copies of Persona 4 characters. It even has like the same allure. Like, well, Persona 4 was a whodunit. There's technically a whodunit in Persona 5 as well, it's just not necessarily about murder. It's okay, I like it. It's a shame they're trying to screw over YouTubers and streamers. I like that some YouTubers and streamers are defying them, but I understand where they're coming from. Persona 5 is just all about the story, the gameplay, not so much. So anyway, in terms of things I'm streaming, things happening on YouTube, we are of course playing a lot of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds because it is a really addictive game, like ridiculously addictive. I think the reason I took to it, despite my worries, as I get a bit of dust in my eye, or maybe it's pollen because of bloody hay fever. Ugh. My worries were that it's just going to be forgotten in early access, and it still might, but I've already had more fun out of it than I was expecting. I've obviously earned back what it cost me because of the videos and whatnot. But I think the thing that appealed to me about it was it's technically a roguelike. Technically. Like, there's areas on the map you can drop to where the chances are higher that you will get good guns or good armour. It's not a guarantee, and those areas carry their own risk because lots of people go there, so you're liable to get into an early firefight, maybe die and screw yourself. But for the most part, the loot is randomised. For the most part, vehicles are randomised. There is set locations for certain vehicles, but other than that, it's randomised. Because there's 100 people on the world with you, what they do and how you react to it is also randomised to a certain extent. Where the circles of the safe zones end up is randomised. So I think I accidentally found my way into loving the Battle Royale game type because it has all these connections to a roguelike, and I obviously play a lot of roguelikes. So for me personally, I think that's what appealed to me. I love the build-up of tension. I worried that one, playing it would be boring, and two, if I was playing it on stream it would be boring as well, but you know, it's the most played game on Steam as of me recording this. Like 150,000 people watching it live. More than Dota, more than LoL, more than Counter-Strike. And I think the thing that attracts people who are watching, despite the fact most of the games you play you're not going to win, is the quiet tension. Just the quiet tension is just very slightly building up, and then something will happen, and that will glue your eyes onto the screen to see how it comes out. And if you manage to do well enough that you're in the top 10, say, then it's just pure tension the whole way. Like, I wouldn't say nail-biting, but you get invested whether you're playing or watching. I watch people play it now as well. So I think it's got a lot of things to work on. I don't think balance is as good as it could be. I think certain playstyles do actually go too far into the boring territory, not the tense territory, but are effective enough that I can understand wanting to do them. Like, for instance, if you're playing solo hiding in a bush for the whole match, which is, I think that is more boring than hiding in a house, because hiding in a house you've got to secure the house and you can't cover every point of access, and sometimes a team will just storm you in a better way than you were expecting. But yeah, hiding in the bush strategy is probably the most effective, pardon me, I've seen for solo and duo. I've only played one solo match and I did the same thing more or less. I can understand that being relatively boring, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the tension for that style is good too. Regarding the VODs of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds going over to YouTube, I've started just doing them as big chunk VODs rather than splitting them up into, say, like an hour block. The reason I did that was to free up some space for what I'm about to talk about, and the other reason is so that you can skip past if pub isn't your thing. And if it isn't your thing, that's fine. On the channel, more Gungeon, more Isaac. There is some Let's Look At's coming of, there's a roguelike called Ruins of the Reckless very soon. Maybe even the same, no, actually you've already seen that, it's going live on the day I'm recording this. There's also a Let's Look At of a game called Shyness, which is an RPG. And there's another one that I've forgotten that I haven't uploaded yet. Oh wait, no, I have uploaded it, Slime San, which is another weird one. Other than that, the new series is going to start on May 1st, which you'll be seeing a day after this, because I think, no wait, a couple of days. Is Monday the last day of the month? No, it's not. No, it is not. A week. A week from now, you will be seeing a new series. I don't know if I want to say what it is yet. No, I'll keep it a surprise. But on May 1st, there's a new series starting. It's one I'm just recording in my recording day. It's not going to be on stream at all. I'm doing it in my own time. I'm recording in advance because I don't want backseated. And it's a game where backseeing is very likely to happen. So I'd like to try and learn a lot of the game myself prior to being told things I didn't ask to be told. So I've started recording it now. I've got about 4 episodes in the bag. I'm going to go record more after this. So I'm going to be at least 3 or 4 hours into the game by the time episode 1 goes live. It's not a blind playthrough though, because I have seen some of it being played. But I don't know enough of the game that it should still be entertaining to watch. At least that's the idea. As far as new things on the Twitch side, I'm not sure. That kind of just happens. I might end up streaming some Dawn of War 3. It depends. I don't really like what they've done with the cover system of the game, but might still give it a chance. Other than that, things just kind of come along. We're playing a lot of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds on stream right now, and it's because we're so addicted to it. We're still playing Monster Hunter as well. Obviously that's continuing, even though we're kind of into the post-proper fights now, into here's a fight that is difficult for the sake of being difficult, that general territory. But it is going to continue. Oh, on that subject, Monster Hunter Stories, which I covered briefly on YouTube and finished on Twitch, is getting translated. It's out at the end of the year, in the autumn. So I think that about covers everything I wanted to cover. There will be some miscellaneous VODs of like Gang Beasts and Jackbox and Use Your Words and whatever else coming over. Not as many because I'm trying to keep the schedule open for this new series that's starting. But anyway, thank you again for all your support. YouTube is bad at this point because of this falling out with advertisers they had. Twitch is going very well, and I thank you for that. I know that most of you can't make it because of the time zone. Thank you for sticking around as well, given that we're not really doing Overwatch except events anymore as well. So thank you. I will see you next month for another channel update. Ta-ta for now.